Freedom, a precious gift put in place by our founding fathers when our country was born more than 240 years ago. Freedom to speak, freedom to worship however we choose, freedom to keep and bear arms, freedom of the press, freedom to be secure from unreasonable searches and seizures, the freedom to be free from the control of government. Here, we offer you guidance on what it means to be free and show you the signs that this freedom is slowly, methodically being infringed upon by politicians and special interests who desire to push bigger government by scaring the ignorant with climate change alarmism, luring them in with promises of free health care, education, income, and more, opening the borders to everyone in order to gain votes and cause government reliance to become the status quo. We are better than that. We refuse to give up our rights. We are unwilling to submit to tyrants and fascists. We think with our brains, not our feelings. When we're pushed, we will fight. We don't curl up in the fetal position and seek safe spaces. We are America's sleeping giant. We are proud, liberty-loving Americans, and you will not tread on us. Welcome to Freedom's Pep Rally. I'm Jon James.
There we go. Hey, welcome back. 9:34. I'm in studio today. Hey-o. It was raining out. It's kind of dreary out. I thought I'd come in. Haven't seen Mike for a week. My truck's still not fixed, by the way. Still driving around in my Kia airbag. That's what it says on the steering wheel. It says Kia airbag. I assume that's a new model. And it goes good. It goes vroom, vroom. It's got a gas-powered engine, and I like that. And it's a gas, as they say in the car biz, it sips gas. It sips fuel. It doesn't gulp it like my V8 Titan does. But my V8 Titan has seen some better days. So it's still in the garage after it combusted there. What kind of combustion do they call that when it just explodes into fire? It's not like it didn't go into a ball of fire, but it caught on fire. It was an electrical issue, something to do with the alternator. Spontaneous combustion, that's it. Hi there. Good morning to Laurie, Derica. Good morning, Sam. Hello to Angela, Lisa, Ron. Thank you for being in there. I appreciate that. Comment if you would like. You can call if you would like this morning. I'm gun shy on the phone. I'm telling you that right now. I just as soon take text. I love talking with people. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But people can be rude and they say things that ought not be said according to the FCC's rules and regulation. And I'm just over that, I'm just over that. I can do without it. I can hold my own here with your help on the text and on the social media. So in the videos, by the way, on all the social media platforms, including legacy1160.com, where the videos are playing, it's all powered by Moody's Collision Centers with locations throughout Maine. The audio is there 24/7 as well. Just click on Listen Live at legacy1160.com. That's powered by the Harry J. Smith Company on Sanger Avenue in Waterville. Well, Hunter Biden, are you going to be surprised when I tell you Hunter Biden is still involved with China? No, say it isn't so. Yes, he is. Hunter is still involved with the communist Chinese. So minority stake. Now, we're 100 days into Biden's presidency now. Hunter Biden holds a 10% equity stakes in BHR Partners through his company Scandalous LLC. I have no idea how to say that. Scandalous, it should be Scandalous LLC. He has got so many LLCs. These people, they push money around, and now he's hiding some of it with this new art business he's got. He's an artist. He had a show. His art sucks, okay? His art blows. I could grab put my hands in finger paint and throw it at the wall, and it would look better than Hunter Biden's so-called art. But he had a show because he's Hunter Biden, and he owns 10% equity in this stock with the communist Chinese. And this is according to a couple of independent services that provide business records on Chinese corporations and China's National Credit Information Publicity System. So this is coming from some pretty good sources that Hunter is still a 10% shareholder in this company. Now, you figure if a company, you get a big Chinese company here, say it's worth $100 billion. So a tenth, if you only own a mere 10%, you've got $10 billion just in that one thing alone with the communist Chinese. Right? 10%, when you're talking, that's pretty big money when you're talking 10% stakes in a company worth, and I don't know how much it's worth, but I guarantee you it's over a couple $100. Now, here's the rub on this. In October, last October, actually, no, it was in October of 2019. Joe said, he forgot. I know he forgot. Joe said in 2019 that if elected president, nobody in his family would have any business relationship with any foreign corporation or country. Joe said that. Well, Hunter's an adult. Yeah, well, then Joe shouldn't have promised it. But Joe promised it. How much does Hunter care about Joe? Not enough to get out of China, apparently. Money's too good in China. Here's what he said. Here's what Sleepy Joe. No one in my family will have an office in the White House, will sit in on meetings as if they are a cabinet member, will, in fact, have no business relationship with anyone that relates to a foreign corporation or a foreign country. Period. End of story. That's what he said to reporters in Iowa. End of story. Oh, he likes that phrase. But Hunter, not surprisingly, still involved with the Chinese. I mean, that's just the one. That's just the one we know about. Oh, my word. Are you kidding me? This guy is so corrupt. He is so. Have you read his book, Beautiful Things? I haven't. No, I'm not gonna do it. Whoops. Sorry, it looks like we're getting texts here. Let me see. I just saw Asa Hutchinson's name. I wasn't talking about Arkansas, but let's see what this is about. Asa Hutchinson is great. Oh, wait a minute. Ken, good morning from Arkansas. There you go. Hey, buddy, how are you? So Asa Hutchinson, and sure enough, we've got somebody from Arkansas. Ken says, good morning from Arkansas. Can't get on the computer until data reset next week. Facebook video gobbled up my data. Been enjoying the show on the phone, though. Rain is better than snow. Amen to that, my friend. And we need the rain up here, Ken. There's no question about that. Asa Hutchinson, here we go. Asa Hutchinson is great. Oklahoma named a portion of a highway after Donald Trump. Ohio, a park after Donald Trump. Not enforcing federal gun laws in Arkansas. Amen. That's the way all law enforcement should be when it comes to unconstitutional edicts. But aren't you afraid the left will hate the police if they don't enforce gun control? Could the left hate the police anymore? Is there any way on earth they could hate the police any more than they do? We are in danger. And we don't know how this bill in the Maine legislature, Jeff Evangelos, qualified immunity, he's trying to rescind qualified immunity from police in Maine, all police in Maine. What does that mean? Well, that means that in the carrying out of his or her duty, if a police officer has to do something to save their life, like shoot somebody dead because they pulled a gun on the police officer and the police officer had no other recourse but to shoot him dead, then that person's family can personally sue the cop for all he or she has got. And they could potentially win the lawsuit, taking the house, taking the property, taking everything. So what do you do with a sue-happy society? You give them every opportunity they can to sue somebody and get rich by not doing a damn thing, because that's the way people want to make money these days, by not doing a damn thing. And believe me, excuse me, if this bill goes through, if this becomes law, and I don't have an update on that this morning from Shelley Rudnicki, who we talked about it with yesterday, this becomes law, you can probably kiss law enforcement in large part goodbye here in the great state of Maine. Oh, but we don't need it anyway, do we? Defund the police. Defund the police. These whining bedwetters. What a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. I'm going to keep calling them idiots, and they'll either keep being idiots or they'll come to their senses. And once they come to their senses, they won't be idiots anymore. But until then, I feel very comfortable in calling them idiots, morons, imbeciles, whatever you can think of. Throw some more terms at me here. I'll call them, as long as it's something I can say on the radio. I'll call them whatever you want me to. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, let me see. We're getting a bunch of comments. I don't want to try not to miss any. Here, good morning, Heather. Okay, we got people talking back and forth there. He can't draw a stick person. Yeah, you're right. He can't. He can't draw a stick person. We're talking about Hunter Biden's art. His art, I've seen his art. They had a picture of it in a couple of the news stories I read, and it sucks. My grandson's mother, my grandson Evan's mom, who's not married to my son, has art skills far beyond Hunter Biden. Far beyond. She's incredible. Not only is she an incredible artist, she's an incredible singer. But she's not a millionaire, and she doesn't have a corrupt father in politics helping her get deals with China. So there you have it. Membership has its privileges. You can't draw, you can be a Rembrandt, as long as you know Joe. Makes me think of the Joe Bornstein ads. Yeah. Were you in a traffic accident? Did you get whiplash? You want a settlement? You need Joe. Call Joe. 1-800-JOE. Wait, that's not enough numbers. Call Joe. All right, so Hunter, good luck. Good luck to Hunter. God bless him. Good luck you and Xi Jinping there. China's going to be dominating the world soon. That's what they want, and that's what Joe Biden's going to allow it, you know. They were showing off I talked about this earlier this week, I think. They were showing off their new military, their new artillery. They've got three incredible. They've got like a submersible aircraft carrier or something, and this nuclear powered. It's amazing, and China is showing all this stuff off. military might. And they were, giving a nod to Taiwan as they were showing this stuff off. And Xi Jinping was there proudly standing over his artillery, his war vessels. And meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the military is being ordered to stand down until we can root out racism. And we need to get more transgender people in the military, so we'll pay for their gender reassignment surgery. Do you think Xi Jinping is shaking in his boots hearing this? Oh, my God, they're going to take the racists out of the U.S. Army, and there's going to be more transgender people. What are we going to do? Quick, build more ships. No, I think Xi Jinping is going, what an idiot. What a tool bag Joe Biden is. He'd probably have more of an accent than that, probably speaking a little different language too. But that would be Xi Jinping's reaction to what Joe Biden is doing. He's desecrating our military. So we are not going to have the world's most elite fighting force. We have a guy that ran a bus terminal hiring the Navy SEALs now, who said Trump was Hitler. That's who's hiring our elite forces in the Army, the Air Force, Marines. A guy that ran a bus station was in charge of, equity and inclusion. This guy was in charge of equity inclusion for the Washington, D.C. transit system, in charge of the hiring for the buses, and now he's hiring elite forces. Wow. Isn't that something? Ain't that something, huh? Well, I'm sorry, you're certainly rough, you're rugged, you love America, you have proven that, and you probably are you would be the best fighter in this nation, but you're a Trump supporter and you're a straight white male. I'm sorry, we can't have you. But thanks for applying to the U.S. Marines. We appreciate it. Next. I know it's not a joking matter. It really isn't. But that's where we are. That's where we are in this country. And the most dangerous man ever to hold the presidential office is in there right now. Dangerous because he's a communist and he is being pushed by communists, and dangerous because he is inept. He isn't fit for office. He is mentally unfit for office. And he is a tyrant. He is a Marxist. Tell me he's not. Tell me he's not a Marxist. Go ahead. Call me. Tell me he's not a Marxist. I will put you on the air right now. If you're a big Biden supporter, tell me one good thing Joe Biden has done. One good thing. That's it. 622-9759. You don't have it in you, do you? Not going to say it. I don't even know what I would have said. Yeah, but you don't, do you? 621-9759 right now. Say something good about Biden. I'm waiting. 207-621-9759. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait 20 seconds, and I'm watching the phone. And after that, I'm not going to watch the phone anymore. 621-9759. Say one good thing about Joe Biden, and let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Tell me how he is not a tyrant, how he's not a Marxist, how he's not dangerous to this country, and I will proceed to not believe you, and I would like to hear what you think, why you think the way you do. See, nobody. I told you nobody would take me up on. Nobody ever takes me up on that when I say, call me if you're a big lefty and you're for Biden and you're for everything Biden is doing. Call me if you think Biden is not a racist. Biden is a racist. So is Cackling Cammy Harris. I like Hammis. Cackling Cammy Hammis. Okay, so we'll let that go now. But look what he's doing. He said something. I missed it during the speech the other night. Ted Cruz went bonkers. I've got a piece of Ted Cruz audio coming up. sometime this morning. He went absolutely bonkers to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Crazy Joe is a communist. You won't believe what he said. A guy who's been in the government doing this crap, and I say crap, he's part of the swamp. He has been for many, many years. 50 years he's been in the freaking swamp. 50 years. And he's done nothing. He's done nothing. And he always talks, well, and I got this passed. I got this passed. When I was in Congress, I got this passed. Shut up, Joe. You're a liar. You are a glory hound. You're a stolen valor, fake, phony dummy. You didn't even graduate top of your class like you told everybody you did back. I graduated top of my class in law school. He wasn't even ranked near the upper part of the bottom of his class. He lies. When he talks, he lies. And he's going to ruin the country. It's coming. We've got to fight. We've got to stand and fight. We've got to fight like there is no tomorrow. I'm seeing more and more people going out there on Twitter and Facebook. And these are platforms you can use as a voice. I dare them to put me in Facebook jail. I dare them. Go ahead. I'll create another account, and I will rack up people on that account. I'm going to say what I damn well please. And let them put me in jail. They do. I see all the, I'm in Facebook jail again. Yeah, because you probably spoke the truth about something. I still got here's a interesting story about our page, American Women Who Bear Arms. We had almost 60,000 people on it. Numbers are dropping off because we've been shadow banned. Facebook doesn't like us. And they've given us a 3-month suspension for advertising, for being promoted like any other page. They gave us a 3-month suspension because of something they claim was posted, and they gave an example of what the post said. The post, by the way, was true. The post was very true, and I can't remember what it was about. I think it involved Ilhan Omar. Oh, but you can't say anything about the squad. Oh, you're racist. You're a xenophobe. I went back, and I couldn't even find where it was. What Facebook will do, and you can probably verify this, especially those of you who have been put in jail, Facebook will go back 4 or 5 years and find something from 4 or 5 years ago that you posted that nobody will ever see again, unless they are just a stalker. And they'll cite you on something you posted 5 years ago. Oh, we're giving you a timeout for 30 days because you posted blah, blah, blah. Well, that was back in 2016. Doesn't matter. They're the judge, jury, and hangman. They make a decision. You have nothing you can do about it. It's not a democracy. Facebook or Twitter, not a democracy at all. Has anybody been on FrankSpeak.com? That's Mike Lindell's thing. There are all kinds of these popping up. These social media platforms I can't even keep up with them anymore. I mean, it's like somebody comes out with a new invention that's just the most amazing thing ever, and before you know it, there are 100 different. It's the same thing with a little different design. OAN, One American News Network. I was just watching a story on there this morning, and apparently they've got a free speech social media platform. Who knew? I can't even remember what it's called. And you've got FrankSpeak.com. You've got Donald Trump's coming out. DJT. I can't remember what it is, but that's coming out. You've got USA.live. You have, and I haven't been to this. The name even escapes me. Dan Bongino's thing. Isn't that awful? I have completely spaced on that. What the name of that? Wow. Parlor, that's it, Parlor. Morning, Max. Okay. 9:57. So I've spent the first half hour of the show here going off on Hunter and Joe. Hunter doesn't pose as big a threat to us. Hunter is just an example of the type of person Joe is. No morals, completely corrupt, completely in bed with the Chinese government, only cares about himself. This is how he was raised. He was raised by a man who fits all of those same things. Joe cares only about him and his family and maybe a few of his friends. He takes care of them, but that's about it. He doesn't take care of any. He doesn't care about anybody in the country. Again, if you can prove he does, prove it. He tells these tear-filled stories, like the other night he was telling the story about George Floyd. His little girl came up and said, my daddy changed America, or something like that. I got down on my knees, and because Joe, put it away. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes anything you say. You're lying. You're an actor. You've learned to act. That's one thing 50 years in politics has taught you to do well. You act. You lie. You act. You steal valor, and you're a disgrace to America. And the whole world, Joe Biden, is laughing at you. And they can't wait to jump in and take us over when the door opens a little wider, because you know it's going to. You know it's going to. The mere canceling of our energy independence right there alone, that's enough. The climate change hoax, H-O-A-X, alone is enough to destroy us. Put that with all of the open borders, no voter ID if they can help it. And boy, are the Democrats scared of this Arizona recount. Well, nothing's going to change with the election. Nothing will change because everything was certified. But we may get some answers. I'll tell you, if it turns out that the election was stolen in Arizona, that's going to open up a lot of other people in a lot of other states looking at things. And it's also going to open Joe up to criticism like no president has ever had before, not even Trump. The difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden can't take the criticism, the mass heckling, if you will. He was heckled at a speech last night or yesterday afternoon in Georgia. We'll have audio on that coming up this morning. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. Stick around, will you? It's 10 o'clock. I'm Jon James.
From the Home Auto Group Studios, Farmington Ford and Franklin Chrysler in Farmington. This is WSKW, Skowhegan, Augusta, Waterville, Legacy 1160.
ABC News, I'm Ike Giacchi. The U.S. could see 100 million people fully vaccinated as soon as today. Vice President Kamala Harris, visiting a Baltimore vaccine clinic, urged everyone who can to get a shot.
If you haven't been vaccinated yet, or if you know somebody who hasn't, please ask folks to just roll up their sleeves.
Disneyland reopens today for the first time in more than a year. Blasio said Thursday his goal is to have the city completely reopened by July 1st. President Biden continues his infrastructure push today. He'll visit Philadelphia to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Amtrak. At least 45 people were killed and about 150 others hurt in a stampede at a religious festival in Israel. It all started when people packed into a narrow tunnel and started falling down. A TV news crew in Atlanta spotted an escaped murder suspect near the Atlanta airport. They told authorities, and the 20-year-old is back in custody after escaping. This is ABC News. Fresh trouble for Apple in Europe. Regulators there now say the company is violating antitrust laws with the rules in its app store for music streaming services. They say it ends up costing consumers more and limits choices. The objection centered on Apple's requirement that developers use the Apple payment system, which gives Apple a 30% cut. And some nursing homes are now taking a page out of a typical teenager's life to help keep seniors occupied. Video games. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Video slot machines have been around for years, but an Ohio-based company has customized that game and others for seniors.
You control an airplane, you play a slot machine, you play bingo.
Restore Skills founder Eran Arden says nursing home residents also compete with loved ones miles away.
Suddenly the conversation is not just about the food you ate today, but we're competing in who's skiing better on our skiing slot game.
And staying in touch even when physical contact is impossible. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Ike Ajachi, ABC News.
Run with us on a John Deere Z365R Z-Track mower, built for taking it easy. With the Easy Change 30-second oil change system and standard mulch control to control your clippings without any extra effort. Because lawns aren't just for mowing, they're for living. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a new Z300 Series zero-turn mower with 0% APR for 24 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 1-800-226-8903.
From the humans that brought you Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
It's the robot apocalypse. It's up to us to save the world.
We're going to do this as a family. Comes a new animated adventure.
Everything with a computer just
That proves you don't have to be incredible.
find them. They chose engage.
To save the world.
Dad, I do need to go to the bathroom.
Come on, end of the world.
False alarm. I was just in there reading.
The Mitchells versus the Machines. Rated PG. Now playing only on Netflix.
You're listening to Freedom's Pep Rally on Legacy 1160, where Black voices matter.
History is about learning from it. I don't want to see us become like the Taliban or ISIS. Those are the people that destroy history.
How can you have systemic discrimination in Chicago when the leadership is minority? I know what systemic discrimination is. It does not exist.
If you say all lives matter, which is true, that includes Black lives, ladies and gentlemen, you get fired.
Here's your Pep Rally host, Jon James.
Welcome back. I'm Jon James. Yeah, he just said that. I'm just typing somebody a quick message. Okay. I'm trying to reach out. There's stuff going on in Portland, Oregon. You probably, I mean, it never ends in Portland, Oregon. That's the headquarters of Antifa. And I've got somebody out there in Portland, a police officer's wife, actually, a Leo's wife. So I've just sent her a message. Maybe we'll get her on here. And we'll talk about it. There's still violence happening. And I don't know if, I think it was in Portland or it was somewhere in Oregon, I think. I saw the headline on one of the websites, Black Lives, it was a bumper sticker, All Lives Splatter. And it was a bunch of these thugs. I don't know if they were BLM or Antifa or both. Bunch of thugs just on random cars, beating on random cars, pounding on the hoods, jumping on their hoods. And this one car just took off and nailed one of these guys out there blocking the road and knocked him right on his ass. I hope it broke his hip and his femur and good. Play stupid games, you morons. And Portland, Oregon has been a hotbed for this kind of stuff. Andy Go, who is a reporter, had to leave the country after he wrote a book about Antifa, telling the truth about how evil Antifa is. And I think he's back now. He's doing some journalism now. But Antifa is just unbelievable. And there is no law. There's a law in Oklahoma, that if people are blocking the road and you can't get through and you're being threatened, you can, there's a law that you do what you have to do. And if you nail somebody on the way, somebody blocking the way, oh, well. And I think that's the way it should be. I mean, that's an infringement of my rights. That's an infringement of my rights. If you're blocking the main road, if you're blocking a thoroughfare, and you're beating on my car, I'm sorry, all bets are off, moron. It's 10:07. So I'll tell you what's going on in Portland, Oregon. The riots are all the time. This is why I want to get our friend K-Soak on the phone with us this morning. But what's going on now? Well, Ted Wheeler is the mayor there. Ted Wheeler is the mayor. He was out there with the rioters at one point saying, yeah, I'm with you, because he's just a virtue signaling fool. He's a typical Democrat. Defund the police. Now they want to refund the police, especially after they came into Ted Wheeler's building. They invaded his apartment building where he had a nice ritzy apartment because he's rich, because people like him are rich and they live in the mucky muck part of town. But didn't keep his building from getting invaded by Antifa to the point he moved. He had to move. He said, I'm doing it because the residents here don't deserve to have this. I bring all this attention and they don't deserve to have. Now you are afraid. You are afraid. Well, I bet he's really afraid now because his life is being threatened. Ted Wheeler, the virtue signaling fool, is now having his life threatened. And Antifa is warning that they are going to take over. The anarchists are going to take over. This is weird. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't wish death on anybody. I don't. I mean, it's horrible. Death threats, I hate all that stuff. I mean, stop. Just stop. I don't care how bad you think a person is. Threatening somebody's life is not cool. Not cool. But people do it all the time. Mostly it's empty threats. But now you're talking Antifa. Antifa has literally killed people. So I saw this in the Blaze and I couldn't believe it. A person purporting to represent Antifa has targeted Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Portland, after he issued a plea for the community to assist in unmasking rioters and members of Antifa. So he's gone from standing with them to being afraid of them to asking for the public's help as his police leave because they get no support from the mayor and the government. I mean, how foolish do you have to be? You and I sit here talking about this stuff every morning, and we say, even before anything happens, the minute they started saying defund the police, we're all saying, are they out of their minds? Do they know what they're doing? The answer is no, they don't, and they don't care. Everything for them, by them, is a knee-jerk reaction. Everything is a quick reaction to something that happens. And all of this, the impetus for all of it, the impetus was George Floyd, which wasn't even a racist killing. Sorry, I don't care how you think that all you want. Race was not brought up once during Derek Chauvin's trial, not once. Not that I heard, and I heard people who were there for the whole thing say there was not race wasn't mentioned once. And this was all because of race. These people are so dangerous. And you know, the most dangerous people in our society are the media. Do you know the media are the worst and most dangerous people in our society? You need look no further than CNN or NBC or MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all of them, especially the cable ones. Propaganda at its worst. It's Pravda. It's no different than the Russian, during the Soviet Union days. So last week, Ted Wheeler, mayor of Portland, Oregon, asked the public to identify any violent or destructive demonstrators as riots have continued to erupt for more than a year now. According to a report, Thursday, a strange jigsaw-like person threatened Ted Wheeler in a video which was shared on Wednesday night. Now, I'm going to play you some of the audio from this. And the reason I say jigsaw-like, if you're familiar with the Saw franchise, you know who Jigsaw is. And the similarities are striking. But here is audio from the video that threatens Ted Wheeler. Now, this goes on a lot longer than what I have, but you'll certainly get the gist of it from this piece. It runs about a minute long. Here it is.
We come to you as a small collective from within the anarchist and anti-fascist community. We do not speak for the whole, as each individual may carry different ideologies and beliefs about how things could, should, or will be accomplished. Window smashing and riots are a necessary escalation when
window smashing and riots are necessary.
They are unwilling to listen and have made the choice to ignore you. We are moving with a sense of urgency because not only is the system destroying us, it's destroying the very planet that we live on. So let's start local with our own city's failed leadership. Ted, we are asking for the last time that you resign. If you ignore this message outright, the destruction to your precious way of life is going to escalate. Blood is already on your hands, Ted. But next time, it may just be your own.
Wow. That wasn't me laughing there, by the way. Next time, the blood may just be your own, Ted. Bizarre. Doesn't that remind you of Saw, though? Jigsaw? That voice and the likeness. If you see the video, it's got a, it's almost like one of those, I don't know what kind of a mask it is. Was the movie Scream? I think it's a Scream-like, it looked like a Scream-like mask. I really couldn't tell. I didn't, make it, I didn't expand the video. I just wanted to grab some audio, and it was just weird. Just very, very strange. So anyway, that's what's going on in Portland, Oregon. And we may get somebody on from Portland, Oregon to talk. When I think of these things, obviously it's right on the spur of the moment. I don't usually work ahead too well. Thought I heard something ring. Guess it wasn't. Guess just my imagination, just my brain ringing. 10:14 right now on Legacy 1160 WSKW. And there's a dire warning for Americans from an immigrant. Now, it's not a warning like Ted Wheeler received. Ted Wheeler's warning is minor compared to the warning I am going to let you hear from an immigrant. Now, Ted Wheeler in Portland, Oregon's life being threatened is no laughing matter. And what is happening in Portland on a nightly basis, it seems, is no laughing matter. I can't even imagine being a resident of Portland, Oregon. How can they go anywhere? These are anarchists. They are they want to take control. There aren't enough of them. If we all stand up, there aren't enough of them. They aren't the majority. They sure aren't. But, when you get police leaving the force because they're getting no support because they were defunded in Portland, Oregon. I mean, I don't regard myself as really, really smart. But somehow I think I'm brighter than most on the left. I think I'm brighter. I think I have a better sense of right and wrong, cause and effect than anybody on the left does, apparently. Because they do stupid things and expect better results. We'll get rid of the police to make a more fair society. How's that working for you, Ted? Bill de Blasio, Jenny Durkin, Gavin Newsom, Andrew Cuomo. How's that working for you? 10:17. So the dire warning from an immigrant. It's a Cuban immigrant. Now, we tell you all the Mike and I tell you all the time. And I was telling you back over a year ago that we aren't, even as Bernie Sanders, talking about democratic socialism, nothing like socialism, democratic socialism, being pushed by AOC and Rashida Tlaib and the squad. So I told you back then, I said, no, this is communism. This is communism. This is what people like Bernie Sanders, who's not a Democrat, really, he's an independent, but he runs in the Democratic Party. How that works, I don't know. I have no idea how that works. Can an independent, could I, as a libertarian, and it's a self-proclaimed libertarian, I don't have an L by my name, I just have libertarian views. So I guess I'm an independent, really, with libertarian views. So does that mean I could run in the Republican Party for president or something? If Bernie Sanders can run for the Democrats, and he's an independent, he's not a Democrat, why couldn't I run for the, not that I don't need the headaches, believe me. But why couldn't I run? I mean, what's up with that? I don't get it. Why would anybody, if anybody can, okay, here's my question. If you're in the Democratic Party and you have stuck with the Democratic Party, even as they have gone communist, yes, communist. This is not liberal. This is communist. This is not a little to the left. This is not moderate. This is communist. This is where your party is taking you. If you have stayed with them, then you are known by the people you hang with. If you're in politics and you have stayed a Democrat because you want to run as a Democrat, you don't want to lose that party affiliation, well, it doesn't matter. Apparently, Bernie Sanders, an independent, ran as a Democrat. So get the hell out of the party to save your reputation. From when everything goes to hell, get out of the party now while you can, while there's still some piece of America left to stand for. Right now, as a Democrat, you can't say anything favorable to this nation. You can't say anything favorable to white people. You can't say anything favorable to white male people, or you get disowned and canceled by the left. Get out while you can. Be beholden to no party. The Democrats are going to ruin you. Or maybe you just agree with everything they're doing, in which case, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. So this immigrant is a Cuban refugee. He escaped a communist Cuban hierarchy. I don't know if he was imprisoned or what. It doesn't say here. But his name is Maximo Alvarez. Now, I want you to listen to this guy. You know, we've heard a couple of people who know. We heard Chow Kelly the other day, the Asian American who grew up in communist Vietnam. And she said, and she knows, I mean, these people know the communism pill. They know what it looks like. They know how it corrupts people. They know where it leads a society, and they know what it does to its citizenry. Chow Kelly knew. She spoke in New Hampshire, and she was on fire. Beware, we have communists in the White House. She should know. She should know. Maximo Alvarez declared that critical American institutions have already been infected with communism, including schools and the media. I don't know if you've ever listened to the Lisa Booth podcast, but Maximo Alvarez was on the Lisa Booth podcast. And Lisa asked Maximo, have Americans swallowed the communist poison pill?
Not only they have swallowed it, they're digesting it. Listen to the media. They're no longer objective. You can tell how much they hate this country. Look at our academia. Our kids are not being, they're indoctrinated. They are taught that America is a bad country, that we're a bunch of racists, that we're bad people and we have to pay back. If this country was racist, I wouldn't be here. If this country was a racist country, most of us wouldn't be here because even some people in your family came from another country. This country was made of immigrants. Do we have racist people in this country? Of course we do. Do we have bad people? Yes, we do. Do we have bad teachers? Yes, we do. Do we have bad police people? Yes, we do. But don't blame the country for that, because we have a justice system that will penalize you and punish you if you are a bad person, if you are a racist. But don't make our children believe that we have to pay back because America is a bad country. And this is what is so sad. Whenever we make a donation, most people who make donations try to find out where is that money going? Who are you helping? Whether it's the American Cancer Society, or whether it's your church, or whether it's a politician. Look how much money they're sending to Black Lives Matter. And people don't want to understand that these three ladies who control this company are bragging about Marxist-Leninism.
Yep.
They're communists. They tell you that.
They tell you that.
And nobody understands what that means.
Maximo Alvarez. Powerful stuff. And I can say all day long, communism's coming. Communism's going to be bad. We've got to save this country. But you hear voices like Chow Kelly in New Hampshire and Maximo Alvarez, who came from Cuba to America, telling you what the face of communism looks like, and it is here. He's warning people. And the left got their heads buried down in the sand. The one-issue people, or the virtue signaling groupies who gather around all the special interests saying, we've got to save you, we're with you, don't worry. Don't worry. America's not a racist country. Joe Biden said it was. And then he said it wasn't. What? Yeah, well, that's typical Joe. Last night on NBC, did you see that? American people aren't racist. Excuse me? What did he say? Did he just say American people aren't racist after he's been saying there's Jim Crow laws in Georgia? There's white supremacy in Georgia? Well, if there's white supremacy and if there's systemic racism, then yeah, then you're saying people are racists. You're saying Americans are racists. Your buddy Raphael, the preacher Warnock, said America needs to apologize for its worship of whiteness. Say hallelujah. I don't know what Judgment Day is going to be like for you, Raphael. But I bet you'll have some things to answer for that you've spoken from the pulpit. Oh, yeah, he's now a senator. Now, if America was a racist country, Barack Obama wouldn't have been elected twice. 621-9759. 207-621-9759. If you want to call us. Text is 207-441-6969. 207-441-6969. Morning, Robert. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're getting a lot of, just noticing, I've got to scroll down here a little bit. I haven't put the comments on the screen. Maybe I should. It's 10:28 right now. You're listening to Legacy 1160 WSKW, Maine's Heritage Station. Mike Violet here, 6 to 9 every morning. I'm here 9 to noon every morning, Monday through Friday. Live local talk for 6 hours. I believe we're the only radio station in Maine doing that. We're quite proud of it. And I don't think there are any local Mike would know better than I, but I don't think there are any local talkers in Maine any more unafraid to call out truth and call out lies than we are. Unafraid? In fact, I dare say pretty bold at calling out the lies on the left and the truth about what's going on. Somebody's got to tell people. Somebody has got to tell people. The left isn't telling anybody. The left doesn't even think there's anything wrong. They think this is great. Everything's wonderful. Hi, good morning. You're on with John.
Hi, good morning. This is Angela Einstein.
Hey, Angela, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm trying my hardest to stay on topic.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the big problem here in Maine is that police cannot stop the fake news.
No, they
so whoever is publishing that fake news is connected to the same people.
Okay,
it's all one industry.
Okay, I'm sorry. What fake news are you talking about? The police, you kind of lost me there.
Okay, well, right now, the news is blaming police because the news is controlled by, like, Hollywood. It's advertising.
Oh, it's fake. Yeah, it's fake media. It's all theater is what it is. It's
right, but it's all connecting to the same money. It all connects to the same network because advertising works. They sit around a table and they come up with advertising schemes. And this one advertising scheme owns Maine Media. And that network, because they can change public health perception any way they want, has been able to change policy in hospitals, even putting propaganda in hospitals.
I think it goes beyond a single network. I think it's much bigger than that. I think it's much more insidious. And
there's a lot of networks, but unless we eradicate each one by identifying the source of the problem, then we'll continue to go around in circles. So police are unable to stop internet fraud, online advertising. They can't stop the censors that are stopping my feed on Facebook. They can't stop these people. And until we are able to stop those people that are disturbing us, the community, they're going to continue and they're going to ramp up because they're bullies. So police can't stop all fake advertising and media. And they can literally, this media conglomerate is so powerful that they can create the scene that they want to then publish as news. Does that make sense?
It does. If the gist of what you're saying is that the media is corrupt and working for evil and working for evil intent and working toward what the Democrats, socialists, communists are working toward, I wholly agree with you.
Right, but the network has been proven illegal by the Department of Justice. So they've already identified the problem.
Well, there's corruption everywhere. The problem is the people who investigate the corruption are corrupt. So,
not everyone's corrupt. That's where there are some bad players, but a lot of people are just being taken along for the ride because it's bully down economics. So people are keeping their jobs and bullying without, to save their family. So it's basically we have to eradicate the problem that the Department of Justice ruled illegal, which is a network that uses the media to circumvent the law.
Oh, okay. What is this network you're talking about?
It's called addiction medicine. It's a brand new medical specialty that's unregulated, started in 2016 and instituted in Maine by Janet Mills in 2017.
Addiction.
I went to the conference and I walked around going, this is all illegal. I worked in marketing, working with large corporations, including pharmaceutical companies during the rise of the internet. And I went to this conference and I walked around. I had done this type of conference many times. And I walked around going, this is all illegal. And the people that were there to keep their jobs in healthcare. They were basically forced to go. And during that conference, this network that I'm referring to, Addiction Medicine, put an ad on MTV that caused Viacom stock crash.
I've seen you writing about that. I'd like to I haven't seen the evidence of that.
Well, it's unbelievable. But the Department of Justice, you can look it up. It's
okay.
Reckitt Benckiser.
All right.
Reckitt Benckiser makes the opioid Suboxone. That's not the key. Is it's all connected. It's like if you understand advertising. See, everyone has their specialty. I knew advertising like the back of my hand.
Well, I've done advertising since I get into radio. So
right. So we can create any advertising scheme we want. And this advertising network, Addiction Medicine, the new unregulated drug network, used the internet to change public health perception by infecting with misinformation, disinformation. This has been going on a long time. Yes. So what we want, it's a psychiatry industry. The psychiatry industry is basically imploding every single industry any way they choose by mass manipulating, and police can't stop them. So by knowing the problem, which is addiction medicine, Reckitt Benckiser makes up addiction medicine basically. And that money is George Soros. So even George Soros needs a doctor if he's sick. So this network is so destructive that they're not going to allow anyone to flourish, even the people who are running the network. This advertising scheme is evil. So the video was removed within 24 hours by Viacom execs, and it went right to the internet where it remains on YouTube without a warning or viewer discretion.
Okay,
and it causes the implosion of the mind.
Okay, I want to see the video. Post a link, if you would, on
I can't post the video because the video causes people to kill themselves.
Okay,
so the video is very destructive.
Oh, okay. Send me the video. Send me a link to the video.
I'd rather talk to you about it before on person. We can talk. I don't want to send it to you because it put me in the hospital. The video did, and it has over 195,000 dislikes.
Okay, how can I find it? I need to see this. I mean, I hear about this. I need to see it. I want to be able to understand what you're talking about, and to do that,
it doesn't matter. The video is proven to cause sickness.
But I still want to see it. I want to see the video.
All right. But anyways, the bottom line is that video was released during that conference, and then it was removed by Viacom execs within 24 hours because it caused their stock to crash, and it still remains, and they're luring children to it in Maine public schools.
Okay, I can research this. I can figure this out. So
and I'll send you a little note. But you can read about it on our new news section of our webpage, which is www.einsteinuniverse.org. So I have no pretenses here. Our organization protects the unable, disabled, elderly, children, and police from internet fraud.
Yep.
25 years alcohol-free. I've been getting help in the recovery community for over 30 years.
Good for you.
No big deal. We help each other, whether we're suffering with a broken bone, broken home, or broken heart, all exacerbated by maybe some addictive intake. And if you're addicted to something, you want help. You don't need this network bullying, trying to make a profit off of spurring the use of the most addictive product ever made by man. It's a sinister network. And until this network is gone and the propaganda is out of our hospitals, we're going to be imploding faster and faster and faster because the bully is in control.
Okay,
thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. And
in touch.
And I do want to see the video, Angela. Please send me the video. Send me a link to the video if you can in a private message.
Thinking about it because the video makes me so sick, and you're not going to see what I see because it's hard to explain. But I'm a trauma survivor. I'm disabled due to an attack at gunpoint when I was 8. But when I watched the video, it sent me into what's called psychosis.
Well,
for many months.
Okay, then just tell me what.
I want to see that video. Like I want to hear. I don't really care what you think about the video.
Okay,
I don't care what anybody thinks about the video. In fact, they use it as a weapon. So I'm not gonna I'll send you the link.
Okay.
But I can tell you they played the song incessantly for months before the video was released on MTV.
Okay,
All
I just want to see it. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, well, I'm very sorry. But anyways, I will send it to you. Sorry, I'm a little stirred right now.
No, that's fine,
Thank you so
Angela.
much for your time.
Thank you. You have a great day, okay?
Keep up the great work. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Angela Einstein. Yeah, I mean, she's certainly in it to help people. I mean, she really cares about this whole crusade that she's doing. And I've heard a lot about this video. Anybody on the feed understands that she has talked about this video a lot, and I want to see it. I didn't know it was available, but I want to learn more. You know, if somebody is that passionate about something, there's a reason, and I want to see it. If it's really that powerful, you know, I may see it and think, well, you know, or I may say, whoa, wait a minute. So we'll, I'll look at it. She'll send it to me, and I'll look at it and tell you what I think. I'll be honest with you. It's but good for her. I mean, she's been addiction-free for 25 years, so that's great news. I love to hear that. 10:38 right now on Legacy 1160 WSKW. So it's getting worse for Jon Forbes Carey. Oh, you know, Jon Forbes Carey, the Jew hater. A little song about him, right? He's a Jew hater. He's a Jew hater. He is John Kerry. He. Yeah. He wants Israel destroyed, John Kerry does. That was not a surprise. He's a communist. He is a traitor, Laurie, you're right. He's a traitor. Traitor and Jew hater. From the Washington Free Beacon. Leaked audio tapes of Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif indicates he had no knowledge of covert Israeli military strikes before former Secretary of State Jon Forbes Carey provided him with the information, according to new details that contradict, not surprisingly, the State Department's recent defense of Jon Forbes Carey. Yeah, he's another Beijing guy. He's a Beijing bud. Got to protect him. Protect Jon Forbes Carey. Now, these details are going to fuel more calls from Republicans for Kerry to eat. And by the way, first of all, John Kerry is he's in a position. What can I compare it to? In my mind, I want to make a brilliant comparison here of what Jon Forbes Carey is like. He's okay. All right. Actually, this is. I don't mean to say anything negatively toward greeters at Walmart, but take a greeter at Walmart. By the way, the greeters at Walmart that I have encountered are very, very nice people. And I've even seen, I don't know if they still do or not, they used to hire special needs people to be greeters. And I thought that was wonderful. And I've met some of the nicest people in the world, greeters at Walmart. But, okay, so greeter at Walmart, here is a position that, for lack of a better way to put it, is completely unnecessary. I mean, it's nice. I'm glad Walmart does it. It's puts a good face on the company, this behemoth of a corporation, to hire people to say, hey, welcome to your friendly neighborhood Walmart. So that's great. That's nice. Somebody's making some money and they're standing there all day and they're being nice to people. Okay, I'm all right with that. I'm fine with that. In fact, I wish more places would do that. But John Forbes Kerry is he's the climate envoy. Okay? I maintain that a Walmart greeter is much, much, much more necessary than a climate envoy, okay? You see where I'm going here? And he's probably making 6 or 7 figures a year for being the climate envoy and raising attention of climate change. Except when it comes to China. Because he loves China. But he hates Israel. So he tells this Iranian guy that, he gives some secrets away that Israel is behind some of these attacks. Zarif didn't know that. Why would he? I mean, why? Why? Israel is an ally. Israel is a friend. Israel is... see, there you go. That's what it is. That's why they hate Israel. Number one, because they're strong. They're powerful. They like the weak and the meek. The Dems, the left, likes the weak and the meek and the marginalized. The Palestinians, they like the Palestinians. How many Israelis have Palestinians killed? How many Israelis have Palestinians, innocent Israelis? Blowing up shopping malls, car bomb. But they're the weak. They're the weak. Israel's the strong. Israel's evil. They hate strength, and they hate the Jews. They don't like the Jews. I mean, you've got... They have the audacity, the nerve. AOC, the bimbo, has the nerve, the gall, the audacity to say, I'm afraid of because the Republican caucus is full of white supremacists now. Excuse me? No, that's wrong. But you know what? The Democrat caucus is full of Jew haters, anti-Semites. How about that? There is truth. You're projecting, AOC. Be very careful. So John Kerry went to Zarif and told the Iranian leader about these covert Israeli strikes because he cares more about Iran than he does Israel. In fact, the New York Times reported that Zarif said on tape that John Forbes Kerry told him Israel launched 200 airstrike against Iranian interests in Syria. The paper did not give any further details on the issue, but an independent translation of the audio tape, commissioned by the Washington Free Beacon, shows that Zarif went on to clarify that he had no prior knowledge of these Israeli strikes before John Kerry blew the whistle. Here's a quote from the translated audio. Kerry told me that Israel had launched 200 airstrikes against you, meaning Iran. You didn't know? Asked the interviewer. No, he replied. State Department officials keep saying the information's already in the public domain and not classified. Wrong. Busted again. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hatred of Israel. I mean, they're such an ally. And a strong ally. And a good, loyal ally. And now we have Israeli haters in the White House and in Congress. Lurch is right. Lurch. That's right. Yes, Lurch does come from the Addams family. I can picture John Kerry as Lurch sitting behind the harpsichord. You rang. That was Lurch, right? Friggin' John Kerry. What a pant load that guy is. When it comes to pant loads, I mean, they get a... There's a bunch of them out there now, huh? In high places. Could name names, we'd be here all day. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, John Kerry, Susan Rice. Nobody likes Joe Biden. Do you think for a minute that he really won the election? People don't like him. Nobody likes him. Even the people who voted for him don't like him. They were convinced they should vote for him to get rid of Trump. And CNN brags that it was them. CNN brags, they say we're propaganda. I'd call it propaganda, said the producer at CNN. We were negative. We pushed negatives on Donald Trump to get him out of office, and we didn't report on Joe Biden. They admitted it. And he said, quote, I'd call that propaganda, yeah. Why did this guy at CNN admit this? Well, because it was a hot chick who got him to talk. So you get a guy, a leftist guy in a room with a hot babe and a tape recorder that he doesn't know she's carrying. You'd be surprised what they say. And that's not pillow talk. Well, maybe if I give her information, she'll sleep with me. Wrong again. 10:49. Oh, so how much do people hate Joe Biden? Well, let me tell you something. 34 million. Okay, Biden's speech on Wednesday night. 34 million people. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's a pretty hefty number of people. And you're right. You're right. That's a huge number of people. 34 million people. Let me finish my sentence, will you? Stop interrupting me. Stop looking at me with that tone of voice. 34 million. Oh, yeah, I forgot a word. 34 million fewer people watched Joe Biden's first speech as president than watched Donald Trump's in 2017. Oh, there you go. There's the whole sentence right there. That was a mistake. So how many people watched Donald Trump's first speech to Congress? And actually, his first address to Congress, I guess, as says here 2018. 2017 numbers were similar, though. 45.6 million people watched Donald Trump's first address to Congress. In 2018, it says. How many watched Joe Biden's? 11.6 million. I'd call that a blowout. You know, if I was a sports guy, I'd call that a blowout right there. So the final score, 45.6 million viewers to 11.6 million viewers. That's 34 million viewers less for Biden than for Trump. Oh, well, that's because more people love Biden and what? Yeah, he won the election. Right. It was fair and square. Right. Absolutely. Nothing to see here. It's not going to take long for this Arizona recount to be done and the machine audit to be done. I can't wait to see how that comes out. Donald Trump runs again in 2024. You know, he's chosen a running mate. Have you heard? He's already said he's 100% thinking about it, running again. And if he does, he would certainly consider Florida Governor Eleni. There you go. They're in Florida. Paul, you listening in Miami this morning, buddy? He would certainly consider Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, who the left hates, who has done it right, who has bucked the trend, locking down the state. He's opened the state. He has allowed gatherings again. He has allowed masklessness again. And things aren't, it's not a death knell for the southeastern state. Things are thriving. I talk to people in Florida all the time, and they love it there. They love it there. They don't want to come back to Maine. I have a friend that came back from spending the winter in Florida. He didn't want to come back because it was open. It was good. It was great. The governor rocks. He's not a whiny-ass baby, bedwetting, Polly prissy pants like some people we know. Candace Owens would be good, too. I don't know if we had this discussion a while ago. I think she's going to be, I think if memory serves me, I was just having this conversation with my son, Laurie. And I think Candace Owens is going, now I think 35 for president. You have to be 35 to run for president, if I'm not mistaken. And I think she is just going to be on the cusp in 2024. I don't know how that would work. I don't know. And I think you have to be 35 to run for vice president because you could become president and you've got to be, so I don't know. It would be very, very close if she's eligible. But yeah, she would, oh yeah. I don't know. Does she want to be president? Does she want to be vice president? I don't know. But she would be. Yeah, give me a break. I mean, there's a ticket nobody. I mean, Ron DeSantis either for that matter, but Candace Owens, are you kidding me? That would be the dream ticket right there. Donald Trump and Candace Owens. Where's the 80 million people that voted for Crack Pipe Joe? His son Hunter had a crack pipe, didn't he? He left it in a rent-a-car, I think. He left it somewhere. He also had his maybe he didn't. Maybe she just did it. His late brother's widow, I think, threw his illegally purchased gun away because he lied on a background check form and got a gun. He shouldn't have because he's been addicted to drugs. He's a felon. I think he was dishonorably discharged. All those questions come up on. So she tossed the gun, and then the gun got stolen from the trash or something. I don't remember how that worked. But Hunter Biden is just, trouble follows him. He's like a trouble magnet, that kid. I call him a kid. He's not a kid. So, yeah, it looks like Ron DeSantis is going to be possible. He made the announcement on Ron DeSantis. He was talking with Maria Bartiromo on Fox News. He said, DeSantis is a friend of mine and a great guy. And now Donald Trump's governor, actually. Donald Trump now resides in Florida. All right, if you'll hold on just a second here. We haven't taken a break this hour. Did you even know that? So I've got to we've got to do a break, and we've got news at the top. And I'll see if we've heard. Oh, look at this. I've found out. So I'll tell you, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm screwing up the computer, as I talk to you while I just discovered something by accident that this computer does, which is kind of cool. I pushed the wrong buttons and it duplicated files. Boom, boom, boom. It was amazing. All right, we'll be back. Stick around. News is next, and then more Freedom's Pep Rally. I'm Jon James.
1160 WSKW.
What's important here at Moody's is we have a lot of opportunity for upward mobility.
Moody's definitely helped me through. They sent me to school. I got my degree in business. I had the demeanor and I had the willpower and the want.
Our trade is constantly changing and there's always new challenges that arise.
I definitely feel like an owner. It's very exciting.
When you like what you do, you like your job, you like the people you work with, what else could you ask for?
Bring your skills to Moody's and build a long-term future with us. What's important here at Moody's is we have a lot of opportunity for upward mobility.
Moody's definitely helped me through. They sent me to school. I got my degree in business. I had the demeanor and I had the willpower and the want.
Our trade is constantly changing and there's always new challenges that arise.
I definitely feel like an owner. It's very exciting.
When you like what you do, you like your job, you like the people you work with, what else could you ask for?
Bring your skills to Moody's and build a long-term future with us.
Sales and service by a family who cares. Whittemore and Sons, Whittemore and Sons.
There are some things you can simply never depend on, like getting your office printer to work on the first try. Another paper jam? Come on. But know that you can always count on Whittemore & Sons in our line of Coyote tractors. Coyote tractors are machines made to work, whether it's mowing, tilling, digging, lifting, or hauling. Check out the full line of tough and versatile Coyote tractors, attachments, implements, and accessories at Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer, with dependable sales in service for over 50 years. Run ahead of the pack with a Coyote tractor from Whittemore & Sons on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
From work to fun, we'll help you get it done. Whittemore & Sons. Outdoor power equipment.
Are you looking around your yard and thinking about landscape projects? Hi, this is Ken from Mackenzie's Landscape Supply Center. We know and understand you have choices when it comes to buying landscape supplies. So when you stop into Mackenzie's Landscape Supply Center, we'll provide you with prompt and friendly service, the highest quality products, honest measurements on our bulk materials, and maybe even a laugh or two. Our goal is to have your shopping experience at Mackenzie's be as good as it can possibly get. When you jump back into your car, we want you to say, man, that was easy. So stop in, browse the yard. Everything you see can be picked up, or our trucks are out delivering materials 6 days a week. We try to provide the highest quality of mulches, soils, and stones at any quantity you need for your project. Don't guess. Have your dimensions ready and let one of our staff figure the amount you need. So whether you're looking for a fire pit, granite steps, posts, or cobblestones, mulches, soils, pavers, or wall blocks, or even a stone engrave, stop into Mackenzie's. We're open 7 days a week, and we're at the corner of the Augusta Road and Carter Memorial Drive in Winslow.
Spring is the time of renewal for both you and your home. So brighten your day and your surroundings with great items from Townline Antiques. Do you love classic decor? You'll find furniture, artwork, glassware, signs, and hundreds more pieces around every corner. Their classic colors and styles will have you thinking spring and feeling invigorated every time you see them. Or maybe you enjoy collecting books, comics, coins, sports memorabilia, watches, or classic electronics. Townline Antiques has rare items that you won't find anywhere else. Townline is also showcasing a new display of art glass that's absolutely dazzling. Each piece is one of a kind with its own unique flair of colors and form. You simply have to see them to appreciate their beauty. And for everyone who loves to bring items back to life, they're now carrying high-quality fusion mineral paints that give you beautiful color and a durable, long-lasting finish. Townline Antiques, open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 to 5, Route 201, right on the Winslow-Vassalboro Town Line.
Incense and Peppermints doesn't just have a huge selection of scrumptious candies. They have sweet treats that'll bring back wonderful memories every time you share them. Incense and Peppermints has candy that's fun for the whole family, like Jelly Bellies, Smarties, Turkish Taffy, Mellow Cups, Laffy Taffy, and Necco wafers. And candy that'll take you on a trip down memory lane, like old-fashioned penny candies, root beer barrels, atomic fireballs, Mary Jane's Bit of Honey, and Jawbreakers. They even carry Maine favorites like Moose Poop and Saltwater Taffy. Incense and Peppermints, 48 Main Street in downtown Waterville. Waterville.
I'm CBS 13 meteorologist Lexi O'Connor. Cloudy with rain showers today and some areas of fog this morning. Highs will be in the 50s to low 60s south, where some late day sunny breaks are possible. Clearing but breezy Saturday, mid to upper 50s. Partly sunny, warmer Sunday with highs back in the 60s. Becoming cloudy and cooler again with the chance for showers early next week.
From the Home Auto Group Studios, Farmington Ford and Franklin Chrysler in Farmington. This is WSKW, Skowhegan, Augusta, Waterville, Legacy 1160.
ABC News, I'm Jim Ryan. 30% of the U.S. population now is fully vaccinated against COVID. New York City's mayor set a July 1st target to fully reopen. Today in Southern California, Disneyland reopens after 13 months.
It's been sad to see it close for a long time, and we've been keeping up with the updates, so it's also a sign of getting things back to normal.
Disney is the parent company of ABC News. President Biden famously commuted from Delaware to Washington by Amtrak while serving in the Senate. Today, he travels to Philadelphia to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the train service. He's expected to use the trip to continue pushing for his infrastructure bill. Republicans have said the $2 trillion proposal is too costly. On Thursday, President Biden spoke with Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia. On Twitter, she said she's ready to move forward with bipartisan legislation. Consumer spending in the U.S. climbed by more than 4% in March. Income jumped by 21%, thanks in part to stimulus payments. This is ABC News. Several people now face charges after the theft earlier this year of 2 French bulldogs belonging to Lady Gaga and the shooting of their dog walker. ABC's Zoreen Shah has the latest.
Police confirming they've arrested and charged 5 individuals, 3 facing robbery and attempted murder charges. Seen in February surveillance video obtained by TMZ, the suspects jump out of a white Nissan Altima and ambush the pop star's dog walker, Ryan Fisher, demanding he hand over the valuable pets.
One of those facing charges is the woman who returned the 2 dogs, hoping to claim the reward. 8 people are facing charges in the hazing death of a sophomore at Bowling Green State University. Stone Foltz died after a night of heavy drinking at a fraternity. And a Peoria, Illinois man is finding a perfect way to honor his late father, John Hinkle Jr., bowling a perfect game and using a ball that contained his father's ashes. Hinkle and his twin brother say they've been bowling since they were 4. Their dad always supported them. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it. And rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hi, car needs a tune-up. Getting ready to finally hit the open road.
A road trip, huh? Got a Febreze car vent clip in there?
Febreze car vent clip?
Oh, yeah. Can't have a road trip without Febreze. Freshens your ride for up to 30 days.
Do I pay for installation?
Nah, it's easy. Watch, you just clip it in and...
That's fresh.
Your Febreze car vent clip is ready to go.
Thanks for the car vent clip.
Send me a postcard.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
You're listening to Freedom's Pep Rally on Legacy 1160, where Black voices matter.
Let me be clear. The hearing today is not about white nationalism or hate crimes. It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of the Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy.
And I'm going to make a video about the NFL players saying the stupidest stuff that I've ever seen. But they're in the video saying, I'm Michael Brown. I'm Philando Castile. I'm Breonna Taylor. Are you really? You live in a multi-million-dollar house. You're making millions of dollars. You're making people's whole salary in one football game. Are you really like Breonna Taylor?
Black Lives Matter, and the Democratic leadership wants you to think it's 1960.
Here's your pep rally host, Jon James.
All right, sorry, I was a little distracted. I was watching a video that I just found on Donald Trump Jr.'s page because we're talking about Candace Owens and Donald Trump Jr. posted a video. Micaiah Bryant, was that her name? The young woman who was shot in was it Columbus? It was Columbus, wasn't it? I don't know. It was it was a while ago. It was 6 days ago he posted it, and he posts quite frequently. So, oh no, here it is. Okay, I found the video. And now Candace Owens has been known to drop some pretty rough language. So I just wanted to make sure there was nothing too rough in it. And I didn't hear any. So I want you to hear this. This will go right into our Black Voices Matter segment, which is coming up right now, and involves none other than Tim Scott, the honorable senator from South Carolina, who has been canceled by the left. They hate him because they're racist. And he dares call out the left for saying America is racist and that it's systemically racist and that we are a nation of white supremacists. He dared to say that. So we're going to let you hear some of the fallout from his speech after the president's address, because the mainstream media has nothing to talk about. They have plenty to talk about, plenty of horrible, corrupt, and anti-American, unconstitutional things that Joe Biden is doing. That would be wall-to-wall coverage for any news outlet, but they refuse to cover it. So basically, they've got nothing except to continue on their racist path. And I believe it's a path of self-destruction. So here's the piece featuring Candace Owens. It does have a little bit of an introduction to it. And I recognize this guy. I don't know who it is. It's not Donald Trump Jr., but give this a listen. She calls out LeBron James. This is classic.
Candace Owens completely dunks on LeBron. It was beautiful. Classic. Candace, complete queen, went into the culture war in a way that only she can. You have to watch this clip. She was live on Instagram last night sharing her unvarnished thoughts about LeBron James, who was doxing police officers in a sickening move by the NBA star. Absolutely destroyed by Candace. It's a thing of beauty. It speaks for itself. You just got to watch it. Check this clip out. And God bless Candace Owens.
We're losing all morality in this society. These people like LeBron James, he's a coward. He's disgusting. I am now physically disgusted by LeBron James. I think he is despicable. I think LeBron James should have all of his sponsorships taken from him, from putting the face of a heroic police officer and saying you're next to him, and then doubling down, okay? And turning around and saying that this girl deserves justice. I think he's despicable. If the situation was reversed, if a black officer had shot a white person, okay, who was charging another white person and saved the life of that other white person that was being charged, and somebody else had stood up and said, a black police officer had put a picture of him up and said, this guy, he's next, basically trying to signal to the world that this person is somehow in the wrong, they would have had all of their sponsorships moved. They would have had to step down from the NBA.
Yeah,
No questions asked. But LeBron James, I guess, gets to be celebrated because he's black, so he gets to experience black privilege, right? He can just say whatever the hell he wants, like he did a while ago when he said, we literally can't go outside, we're being hunted down. All of these things, he gets to add to this rhetoric, he gets to add to this divisiveness, and he gets to encourage black people to, again, believe that as criminals, you can kill someone and you still have the right to life. Nobody should intervene when you are trying to kill someone. That is what Micaiah Bryant was doing. She was trying to kill someone. If you are still asleep and you do not understand what is happening right now, let me tell you what's going to happen next. Police officers are going to start resigning in mass resignation.
They have.
People are not going to be signing up for the police academy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know whose neighborhoods are going to be the first that are affected by that? Do you think it's LeBron James's neighborhood? LeBron James lives in $100 million house in Bel Air. From what I've heard, in Bel Air, it's $100 million. Do you think LeBron James, when these police officers resign and they say, what is the goddamn point of me trying to protect this neighborhood, of me risking my life, of me running towards a scenario in which a woman is trying to violently stab someone to death, if I'm only going to be treated like I'm an animal by people like LeBron James who don't even touch their own door handles? You think he's ever going to ride along to see what police officers have to do on a day-to-day basis? Is that what you want? If that's what you want, if you would like for police officers to simply stop policing, raise your hand. And let me tell you something. That's what you're going to get. And let me tell you something else. That wish is a racist one, because we all know which are the neighborhoods that need the most policing.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop right. We did pretty well, but I haven't. I didn't preview the whole thing. I mean, what more do you need to hear? Candace Owens rocks. She gets it. She's calling out the mob. She's unafraid. I love it. You need to learn from people like Candace Owens. Well, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a conservative. Ana Navarro on The View asked Van Jones when he complimented Donald Trump for a few things, actually. He hates Donald Trump. Van Jones, a black man, a communist, hates Donald Trump, but he said, but, Donald Trump did some good things for black people in this country, like the First Step Act, like giving money to historically black colleges, like lowering the unemployment rate to record levels. So, he did some good things. Ana Navarro said, yeah, but how do you justify anything Donald Trump did? And you, Van Jones, you went and had your picture taken, a smiling picture with Candace Owens. How juvenile, how very superficial can you get? That's The View. Oh, and by the way, speaking of The View, it was the great Joy Behar, also Juan Williams on Fox News, who said, well, why didn't they just shoot the gun in the air or shoot at the legs? Or tase the attacker. Tase the attacker from 20 or 30 feet? Yeah, what? I can't think about this too much because it's mindless. Don't try to figure out why they say these things. Suffice it to say,